Welcome to VSB News Online for Tuesday, July the 14th. I'm Charles Webb. The opposition Progressive Labour Party has written to Governor George Ferguson asking him to meet with a delegation to discuss the ramifications of the allegations directed by developer Michael McLean at ministers of the OBA government. Brian Darby reads the letter, which has been sent on behalf of the leader, Mark Bean, by Shadow Justice Minister Michael Scott.
The opposition's letter reads as follows. Recent revelations in the media of allegations by developer Mr. Michael McLean of extortionate demands having been captured on a recording device that were made to him by and on behalf of 4 members of the OBA government have raised wide public disquiet in the island. We believe that although they are allegations in a sworn affidavit in active court proceedings, at this stage the omission by Premier Michael Dunkley to act to advise you as Governor to remove his ministers who are under such a cloud, as he has the power to do under Section 59(4)(a) of the Bermuda Constitution, is both irresponsible and highly damaging for our island's reputation. The utter destabilizing effect upon the economic conditions, reputational interest of Bermuda and confidence in the government are at play, and we will call on you as Governor to institute an urgent investigation using your powers under Section 1 of the Constitution of Inquiry Act 1935. We believe that the Premier and the ministers whose names were mentioned in these allegations of extortion are matters that should not be allowed to go unanswered for any period of time, as this will create an environment of instability. We write to you to request an urgent meeting of the delegation from the opposition to discuss this matter of urgent constitutional and public importance and concern to Bermuda. Brian Darby reporting for VSB News.
The police today released 2 pictures of the men who were captured on CCTV footage as they rode away from the scene of an armed robbery at dawn on Monday morning. They also provided the extra details that the complainant had left the Warwick Esso gas station to make a deposit at a local bank when he was assaulted by the 2 men riding a red Yamaha Nova motorcycle and brandishing a firearm and a machete. The police are asking that anyone who saw the 2 suspects in the area between the bowling alley and Khyber Pass to contact Detective Inspector Colin King at 247-1252. The public are also reminded that a reward for information that brings the suspects to justice could result from calling Crime Stoppers on 800-8477. The Bermuda Tourism Authority has joined the less than 200 destination marketing organizations out of 2,000 worldwide to earn accreditation from Destination Marketing Association International. Paul King, Managing Director of Rosewood Tuckers Point and a member of the BTA board, talks about what this high-level endorsement means to Bermuda.
It puts it on the map. It sends a message out to all of those people, whether it's groups who want to do events or meetings here, or whether it's travel agents who want to send their clients here. It says to them that Bermuda is a destination that has met a certain requirement for managing their vacation. So
it's like a stamp of approval.
It's a stamp of approval. I can tell you from the perspective of a hotelier here at Rosewood Tuckers Point, we will have certain groups that come to the island looking to bring, or event planners coming to visit us to look to bring groups to the island, and there's certain things that they need assistance with, whether it's where to take their group, where to have do special events, how to get certain documents or what's required to get them into the country, but also things from what to do from a historical perspective, what to do on the island from a cultural perspective or a recreational perspective. So a DMO provides all of that, assistance with that. So when these groups or these event planners come to look at us with that DMO accreditation, they now know that there's an organization here that can actually help them to do all of that. So it's huge. It's on an international level.
So from a selling perspective, this is a great benefit.
It's a great benefit from a selling perspective. It gives them a sense of confidence. These event planners or these group planners or these travel agents would have worked with other destinations that have the DMO accreditation, and they'll know what to expect. So it is big.
Now, how could we, you're the president, how do we play on this to noise it abroad?
Well, a lot of that will now happen as the travel industry hears that Bermuda has been awarded this accreditation. That news of that will travel fast. Certainly also the DMAI will spread the word that Bermuda is now an accredited DMO.
Yesterday's sudden appearance of a tropical storm Claudette off the North Hatteras shore should underscore the advice of the EMO and the Bermuda Weather Service for Bermuda residents to always be prepared during hurricane season. VSB News' Brian Darby put it to James Dodgson, Deputy Director of the Weather Service, that it could be considered a wake-up call.
We wouldn't necessarily call it a wake-up call. If you look at the climatology for tropical cyclones, which include tropical storms and hurricanes, the season does now begin. We're obviously quite a way into it. It obviously begins June the 1st. We're getting in towards mid-July now, and it's not unusual to have seen at least one or two storms looking at the average climatology over the last 50 or so years by this stage in the season, Brian. So certainly not a surprise, but and what's interesting as well is the more tropical area that we talked about in the Hurricane Awareness Week down towards the more tropical Atlantic. Limited activity down there at the moment, and that goes hand in hand with what I was saying about El Nino that's likely to impede development down there. But it puts us on the alert because we are not necessarily impeded in our area of the West Atlantic, and so we need to be have our eyes focused right through the whole season for developments relatively nearby, such as with Claudette to the north of us yesterday.
Now, is the ocean warming up nicely?
It certainly is, Brian, and it's very interesting as we've gone through the first month and a half of the season, the tropical season, to see that the sea temperatures are below average in the tropical Atlantic, which is the main development region, and that's a lot to do with the development of the El Nino and strong trade winds across that part of the world. But in our area, where we've had a lighter wind regime, if you like, we are seeing sea temperatures anomalously high, generally by about a degree or two. But as we all know, those high sea temperatures, they add fuel to the tropical cyclones, to the tropical storms and hurricanes, and so that's certainly worth bearing in mind. And also, we now have general sea temperatures in our area of about 28 Celsius. Locally, they're as high as 29 inside the reef. And you need a sea temperature of approximately 26.5 degrees Celsius or 80 Fahrenheit to generate tropical storms or hurricanes. So we are there now.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
Veteran actor Michael Douglas has announced plans to return his late mother's ashes to her native Bermuda. The star's mother, Diana, passed away on July the 3rd after losing her battle with cancer at the age of 92. Douglas told the American media that he will return to Bermuda with her remains once he finishes his press tour for superhero movie Aunt Man. Mr. Douglas told his UK TV host Lorraine Kelly that Bermuda was very special to him, as he had been raised here by his mother. The Bermuda Police Service and the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award Bermuda have signed a memorandum of understanding that will benefit the police cadet program. Tracy Burgess, National Director for the award, explains the benefits of this partnership.
The memorandum of understanding is really just a formal document that kind of confirms and solidifies our relationship with the Bermuda Police Service. Outside of that, it details the operating requirements for the Bermuda Police to be running and offering the Duke of Edinburgh Award program through their organization.
So how is this different from what they've been doing all along?
The police, this is a new relationship between Duke of Edinburgh Ward and the Bermuda Police Service. So the police have historically been involved with Outward Bound, which is a like-minded youth development organization. But the Duke of Edinburgh Ward is actually something different and aside from what the police have been involved with through Outward Bound.
So what are some of the things that the police would be required to do?
They're not required to do anything different than what any of our other approved award units across the island are required. So for delivery of the program, we cater to young people between the ages of 14 up to 25, and it includes three main components of the young person's own choosing. So it's their involvement in activities consisting of community service, physical fitness, and personal skills. So the young person is working through those three components on their own, and then collectively as a team or as a group effort, they train and prepare for an adventurous journey.
So what would be the position regarding the cadets that are involved right now?
They have 13 cadets, and 5 of them have just recently graduated the cadets program. So for the 8 that are remaining, the 8 active cadets will be involved with the gold level participation in the Duke of Edinburgh Award. And for the 5 who've just recently graduated, they'll have the opportunity to be trained as award leaders and to be placed with the Bermuda Bridge Award program, which is a new component for 12 and 13-year-olds that we're launching island-wide come September. So they're already training and volunteering and giving back, and they'll have the opportunity to work with our 12 and 13-year-olds across the island.
A survey by Profiles of Bermuda says that support for casino gambling has slowly but steadily increased since 2012 and is now at the point where it is significantly supported by voters. In the 2012 survey, voters were evenly split on their views, but support for casinos has now risen 53.4%, while those opposed to it has dropped to 40.5%. The main supporters of casino gambling were males at 67.4%, but half all the women were opposed to casino gambling. A report that focuses on Bermuda's role in the world's economy has revealed that Bermuda supports 300,000 jobs in the United States and 500,000 worldwide, provides $50 billion in trade and transportation services, and is key to U.S. and U.K. economies. Prepared by Charles Ludow, former Deputy Assistant Secretary in the U.S. Department of Commerce, the report describes Bermuda as a leading world supplier of insurance and financial services. The report was commissioned by the Bermuda government. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
After competing in the preliminary rounds of the artistic gymnastics, Sydney Mason got a dream call yesterday morning inviting her to take part in the final last night. Mason jumped to the chance and took to the mat for the all-round final. Mason finished with an overall score of 42.050, finishing 22nd overall. Mason said this about the night.
It was definitely a new thing to compete 2 days in a row, but I think that all of my energy went into the competition, and I'm happy with the way that it went. Today I landed my double back without any steps, which was a big step because this is my first time competing it. My vault wasn't as good as it was yesterday, but I think that's due to energy. Staying with Pan American Games news, Cece Woolman and Cameron Pimentel were back on the water for day 2 of the sailing events. Both had 2 races sailed in their fleets in very light and shifty conditions, with Woolman sailing in the women's laser radial fleet, while Pimentel is competing in the men's laser fleet. Woolman is presently tied 13th with 24 net points. She finished the first race of the day 13th, and then crossed the line in 14th in the second race of the day, and following her first day racing finish of 11th, Woolman has 38 overall points. After 3 races in the men's laser fleet, Pimentel finds himself in 16th place overall. He finished the first race of day 2 in 12th, and then closed out the day finishing 14th in the second race of the day. Following his first race finish of 15th,
Pimentel has 41 points, but with sailors allowed to drop one race, Pimentel has 26 net points. The Bermuda Football Association today announced Maurice Lowe as the new Technical Development Director. Lowe, at a press conference, explained just what his duties will be.
I think it entails some of the responsibilities that Virginia, as well as as an assistant as well, so it's been segmented so that we can be more strategic and focused in achieving the deliverables. So it's not entirely up to me to achieve the goals of the Technical Development Director position.
A doubleheader that produced 28 goals highlighted the latest round of the Bermuda Inline Bowl Hockey League season that took place at the PCC hockey rink last evening. The Pembroke Pirates defeated the St. George's Generals 12-5. The Pirates were led by 5 goals off the stick of Mark Heisman, while Matthew Desjardins added a hat-trick. Jacob Amlong scored twice. They also got a goal each from Ryan Wilson and Mark Grandison. St. George's got 2 goals from J.M. Tremlay, while Mike Mallett, Jeffrey Engelman, and Adam Chivas added a goal each. In the nightcap, the Somerset Snappers hung on for a 4-3 victory over the Paget Pistols. The Somerset Snappers jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first period with goals from Tom Miller, Matt Cash, and Matthew Benson. But before the buzzer had sounded, the Paget Pistols were within 1. They got goals from Daniel Bordage and Adam Mattall. Mattall drew the Paget Pistols level in the second period, but Sean McKee would give the Somerset Snappers the lead, and with no further goals in the match, Somerset will hang on for the 4-3 victory. The ICC Americas Under-19 tournament, as well as the Bermuda Cricket Board's Premier and First Division matches, took stage all last week and including the weekend. We now take a look at the top performers from both events. In the batting department, the top 3 scorers came from the ICC Americas Under-19 tournament. Haresh Thakur from Canada was the top scorer of the week. He scored 121 against the United States of America. And in the same game, Kushal Ganji from the United States of America scored 110. Another player from the United States of America, Alexander Schoff, scored 103 against Canada. With figures of 10 overs, 1 maiden, 6 wickets for 46 runs, Kiefer Phil from United States of America returned the best bowling figures of the week. Kyle Hutzel from Bailey's Bay was the week's second top bowler, returning figures of 8 overs, 2 maidens, 5 for 10. And with figures of 3 overs, 1 maiden, 5 for 17, Colin Stewart from PHC had the third best figures of the weekend. Meanwhile, at the conclusion of the ICC Americas Under-19 tournament that took place in Bermuda last week, awards were handed out to the top performers of the tournament. Bermuda's Corey Smith was awarded the bowler of the tournament as he captured 13 wickets at an average of 10.15. Following the Validus Bermuda National Championships, the CC Can Championships, Scottish National Open Championships, and the Seminoles and Sunrise Lanes Invitational, the Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association has updated their long course meter records. It was during the Validus Bermuda National Championships in the girls 15 to 16 age group, Madeline Moore broke Ashley Earwood's 50-meter freestyle record of 27.55 when she was clocked at 26.84. During the CC Can Championships, Madeline Moore broke her own record of the 50-meter freestyle of 26.84 when she clocked 26.65. Moore broke her own 50-meter backstroke record of 31.45 when she touched the wall in 31.08. Moore is the new 100-meter backstroke record holder with a time of 107.03, breaking Rebecca Sharp's record of 107.56, set back on March 28th. In the 15 to 16 boys event in the same CC Can, Jesse Washington broke his own 100-meter freestyle record that stood at 53.85 when he touched the wall in a time of 53.63. Washington came back again and broke that record, clocking 53.29. Washington also broke his own 200-meter freestyle record of 158.02 when he touched the wall in a time of 157.78. During the Scottish National Championships in the girls 13 to 14 age group, Emma Harvey broke Shannon Hassel's record of 4:50.79 in the 400-meter freestyle when she finished in a time of 4:46.38. She is also the 50-meter butterfly record holder with a time of 28:54, breaking Madeline Moore's record of 28:74. Harvey came back later and broke that record, clocking 28:32. Harvey broke her own 200-meter individual medley record of 2:32.68 when she was clocked at 2:30.71. During the Seminole and Sunrise Lane Invitational, Dara Desmond is the new 50-meter breaststroke record holder with a time of 50:15, breaking Emma Harvey's record of 55:88 set back on May 14, 2010. Desmond also holds the 100-meter breaststroke record with a time of 1:50.29, breaking Emma Harvey's record of 2:05.43. I'm Earl Basden reporting from the Pan American Games in Toronto, Canada for VSB Sports.
And now for the weather for Wednesday, July 15th. There'll be sunny periods with a few showers and a chance of morning thunder. Winds will be southwesterly and moderate, increasing at times to moderate to strong with stronger gusts and showers. The high will be near 86 and the low near 78. This weather report is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Tuesday, July the 14th. I'm Charles Webb.